Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Brittany. So in today's video, I have my spring summer wig recommendations video for you guys. I've been talking about doing this video for the past few months. I did start doing, seasonal recommendations videos in 2021. I did it for the first time for fall and winter, and you guys seem to enjoy that. So I wanted to bring you guys spring and summer. And this is also a collab. I'm collaborating with Miss Chrissy. It feels like we have already collaborated before, but we haven't. We interact all the time in DM and everything. Chrissy has a great personality. She's full of energy. She's a fellow Taurus. She does wig reviews and everything as well if you're not familiar with her. But she also does really great skincare content, and I feel like she's heavily slept on when it comes to her skincare content because she's really good at it and very knowledgeable with everything she knows about skincare, and her skin looks really good. So she put me on to a lot of different products last year in 2021 when I started to take my skincare more seriously. Most recently she put me on to the Polish Choice exfoliant, and it's really good. And she does a lot of humor, like hospital nurse humor on her TikTok. So definitely check out her channel and check out her TikTok and her social media in general and get familiar with Miss Chrissy if you haven't already. Yeah, she's just a good time and has good energy. If you aren't subscribed to her channel, you definitely should be. And she has a very big heart. So shout out to Miss Chrissy for collaborating with me on this video. So she's going to be sharing her spring summer wig recommendations as well. So definitely check out her video so you can see different perspectives, see what we have in common. Yeah, so I have a lot of wigs on this list. I'm gonna try to not, talk too much and just get through this whole list. I actually have in knotless braids right now, and I've had them in for a few weeks. I'm itching to take them out already though, because I miss my wigs. Like, that's what happens when I get braids. Like, I'll be like, oh, okay, it's beautiful, and now I'm ready to go back to my wigs. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with human hair wigs, and then we're gonna work our way into the synthetic wigs. All of these synthetic wigs, for the most part, should be linked on my Amazon storefront, and all the wigs in general will be on a playlist that you can watch the original reviews. All the original reviews will be linked on a playlist, but if you can purchase any of the synthetic wigs from Amazon or something like that, I'm gonna have those down below. If you want to, you can shop through my Amazon affiliate links and support my channel that way, and I would really appreciate that. This particular section is called Color and Curls because it's curly wigs, curly human hair wigs that have a color of some sort. So I'm gonna start off with the In Color Ginger wig that I just reviewed like last week. It's very beautiful, a very beautiful and bold ginger color. So I personally would go with the RPGSHOW Yvonne wig because it has a better depth of color with it. The ginger wig from Incolorwig is just that ginger color, and that's it. It's no highlights or anything in there. It's Yvonne. I think it's Yvonne. It is Yvonne. I think it's Yvonne from RPGSHOW. It's like a number 4 color. It has highlights in it as well. It's just a beautifully colored wig. Now the one from RPGSHOW obviously is going to be way more expensive, but I see why it's more expensive. It has such a really nice range of colors within the wig versus the ginger wig. It's a look, it's very pretty, but I feel like I would gravitate towards the RPGSHOW one first over that one. But I wanted to mention both because they are kind of similar in the same kind of color family, but one just has a lot more sophisticated highlights and everything within it. So keep that in mind, but they are pretty similar. The RPGHAIR ombre wig that I just reviewed recently, it's a bob wig and I wore it glueless. It's very similar to another wig that I would prefer instead, but I wanted to include both because they look so similar, but they're not the same, okay? The one that I prefer and would recommend is the OMGHERHAIR ombre wig. It's a curly bob wig as well. I just feel like the curls look juicier after you set them with your Shea Moisture Frizz-Free Curl Mousse. You gotta have this. I'll link this down below too, as well as like the most frequent hair supplies that I use on my channel. They'll be in the description box. But I feel like the curls on that one look better, and I'm pretty sure the OMGHERHAIR one is less expensive. So if I had to choose between the two, I would go with the one from OMGHERHAIR. Okay, I wanted to include the FEELIN Mighty unit from HERGIVENHAIR. So when I first got that wig, I did not like it. I think it looked a mess from when I first got it. But then I blew it out and then I did kind of like a braid out or a twist out on it, and it looked amazing. The reason why I recommend this is because it has a nice, it's a very cropped, natural hairstyle. Of course, it's a beautiful kinky curly texture because it's from HERGIVENHAIR. Anytime you see RPGSHOW or HERGIVENHAIR, it's going to be more expensive, but the way this looks, it looks like it was my hair, and it's not going to be hot on you because it's so short. It's probably one of the shortest wigs I've tried from HERGIVENHAIR, but it looks amazing. After you put some elbow grease into it, that wig was very, very beautiful, and it had a nice ombre on it as well. And then, of course, I had to include the Embrace My Coily Life unit from HERGIVENHAIR, and I've had that wig for over 2 years at this point, and I remember wearing it again for my 31st birthday last year, and it just looked like it was my hair. Like, I remember, I think I wore it to like Target that day, and I saw somebody I used to work with, and sometimes I'm like paranoid because I feel like people are like not looking at my eyes, they're looking at my lace. I was not worried at all because that lace is like virtually unclockable, and I just felt so comfortable in that wig. And I like my wigs to make me feel that way. So I highly recommend that. Of course, it's going to be expensive, but that is worth the investment. That's what I've learned with a lot of HERGIVENHAIR wigs. They last a long time and they're worth the investment. Next category in the human hair category is just curly wigs in general that don't have any color that I loved. Of course, I'm going to recommend Curls Curls LORA. So it's like a longer version of Curls Curls Melissa that I reviewed back in 2019. And I feel like that's one of those wigs that are just my signature. It just looks like it would be my hair. And it has this gorgeous kinky curly texture. I'm pretty sure I think it's a 3C to 4A texture, if I'm not mistaken, but it's so beautiful. I wore it in some pictures that I did last year. And around like the end of 2021, I wore that wig quite a bit. So it's very beautiful, and I feel like it'll be, you know, perfect and kind of carefree for spring and summer. All you have to do is wash it and set your curls, and then you're good to go. You don't have to use any hot tools. That's why I love curly human hair wigs so much. And on vacation, honestly, I personally would not wear like a frontal. I would get braids, I would get crochet, or I would wear a headband wig. So speaking of headband wigs, let's get into some, okay? So 2020 was the year of headband wigs, and I reviewed probably over 40 human hair ones. And I do have a top 10 list that you guys can watch if you want to see like my favorite headband wigs from that time. So I'm not going to include every headband wig that I feel like is for spring summer, because I reviewed so many curly ones, so many like body wave ones and everything. But I just have 3 on this list that I'm going to recommend to you guys. So the first one is the YGWIGS loose wave wig, and that was one of my absolute favorite headband wigs from 2020 because of the curl pattern. It was so unique to me because loose wave is not curly. It's not the same kind of texture. It was just so beautiful, but the thing about it was the cap was way too small, so I ended up selling it. But a few weeks ago, I ordered another one with my own coin because I love that wig so much, and it's so beautiful. It has a gorgeous wave to it, and it's definitely perfect for really every day, but it's lightweight and it's perfect for spring, summer. It looks like just effortless and like vacation hair to me. So I highly recommend that, but you gotta be careful when you have a big head though. Mine is still, it's not like smothering my head. I think I stretched mine out and cut out the straps so it would fit better. I think that's what I did. And when I take my braids out, I have so many options. That's the thing I love about wigs. You have so many options. When I get my braids out, I don't have to like wait to get another, I don't know, like a sew-in or something. I have so many options already here. I would recommend the MYQUALITYHAIR short curly headband wig. Now, I'm not into short headband wigs like that. I like mine to be a little bit longer, but a lot of people really enjoyed that back in 2020. And I think that makes a lot of sense because in the South especially, or if you live in a very warm climate, it is so uncomfortable to wear a wig in general. It really is. I told you guys like last month I tried to wear a Donna and I got like back sweat from it. So you want some shorter wigs in your rotation during the summer, during the spring and summer. So this is a good option to have something very easy. You don't have to worry about lace, and it's short, so it's gonna help you beat the heat. So I think that's a great option. And then lastly, the Her Given Hair Kinky Curly Headband wig. That was a very popular wig on my channel in 2020. Then this year, a couple of months ago, I revisited that wig and I did a twist out on it, and it looks so real and stunning with that twist out. So that wig, and I think the price for human hair headband wigs has gone down, so that's a good thing. It's a great time to invest in human hair headband wigs right now. That wig is just gorgeous. Okay, human hair bobs. So I'm only, you know, mentioning, you know, bobs that I've tried in the last 2 years, nothing before that. So I just recently reviewed my first wig, KIANA. It was a very short wig. I think it was like 10 inches, and I wore it glueless. It was very cute and cropped, and the lace blended down very well for it to be, you know, glueless. So I think that's a great option, and My First Wig is one of my favorite human hair companies. It is kind of in the middle. It's not like Nadula Hair and Julia Hair, those kind of wig companies that's going to be more on the affordable side, but it's not quite RPG and companies like that. It's like right in the middle. So I really like their wigs, and I think KIANA is a great option for a cute human hair bob for spring and summer. The last human hair bob I wanted to mention was my collaboration with My First Wig, which was Hazel. So this has a very beautiful, like kind of like a honey blonde color. And I had a bob and a longer wig, but I'm just gonna recommend the bob version because it's summertime and that color is definitely summer. So that was so beautiful. Okay, so straight human hair wigs. I wanted to mention the RPGSHOW long layered lace wig. Now I reviewed this a couple of months ago, and I wanted to mention this one because I like how lightweight it is. I'm somebody who loves straight wigs. So, but in the summertime, if it's too long and it's too dense, it's probably not the best. Like, I wouldn't recommend OUTRE Katia for summer because I feel like it's a little bit too thick for summer. Even though if a wig is really cute, I'm just gonna wear it any time of year, but I feel like this one is a good option because it had a lightweight natural density and those layers were so beautiful. And if you go with a like 16 inches, I think that's like a perfect length for summer. That's not like too long. Okay, and the next one is actually from two different companies, but they're virtually the same wig, and I reviewed them within like 2 weeks of each other. It's the OMGHERHAIR Relaxed YAKI Straight Wig and the WOWAFRICAN YAKI Straight Wig. I reviewed both of them like April and end of March into the beginning of April. They're virtually the same wig, and I like them because they're both YAKI, and YAKI is one of my favorite textures. I think I like YAKI Straight more than Kinky Straight actually, because it mimics like relaxed African American hair. So I think it's so beautiful, and the density on it is not too thick, so it's perfect for spring and summer. But I would wear it all year round, but I think that is just perfect. Both of those wigs have really good lace that blends down beautifully. Highly recommend both of those, and I've worn both of those out. I wore one of them to a wedding, and then I wore one of them on a date with Adrian. So highly recommend both. They both have beautiful lace and gorgeous YAKI textures. And the last wig I'm gonna recommend, this is in the braided wig category, but it's only one braided wig. So I am gonna recommend the Neat and Sleek wig NIKKI that I recently reviewed. That wig is very, very impressive. Like, it looks so good, y'all. The lace looks really good outside. You know, lace is a fabric. It's never gonna completely go away, but with the sunlight test and everything I did, it looked really good outside. So I'm very impressed with that wig. And a lot of people asked me, what was the weight on NIKKI? Was it heavy? Now, it's not extremely heavy in my opinion, but it's definitely not as lightweight as these are. These are so lightweight. I mean, so lightweight. But NIKKI's is gonna have a little bit of weight to it, but it's not gonna be like super heavy like box braids. So, and with full lace wigs, they tend to be a lot lighter than lace front wigs. Okay, so those were all of the human hair wigs I wanted to share with you guys. So let's move on to synthetic wigs. Yes, this video is going to be long, so if you are still rocking with me, watching with the Premiere Squad, please give this video a thumbs up. We're gonna do the synthetic bobs and medium length wigs that I would recommend. So again, I'm just focusing on wigs I reviewed from 2020 and beyond. Nothing before that, because of course, if I would have included, you know, 9 years of, you know, wigs I would recommend, a lot of them, first of all, are discontinued. But if I could, I would, you know, put Free Tress Valentino because of that beautiful like blonde mix that it has, and it's easy, and like Free Tress Ania. So, but from recently, like last year, I reviewed Outre Brienne. That's one of my favorite bobs ever. It's a gorgeous like longer bob, and I originally had it in a number 2, but I also recently got it in, I think, Chocolate Swirl, DR Chocolate Swirl. I can't wait to, you know, try that color as well. It's just a beautiful yaki textured bob that I love. And then you guys know I love Sensationel's Butta Lace 8. That was the Butta Lace wig that turned me around for that particular collection, because I wasn't impressed really before that, but I started doing sunlight tests because of this wig. So I just went outside and looked at the lace with no makeup or anything, and it looked amazing. So the Butta Lace line has some really good lace. Like, it rivals a lot of like Outre's wigs. Like, I think a lot of people know about the Butta Lace line, but it has some of the best synthetic lace around. And then there's Outre Isabella. So this is a middle part bob, and it has a yaki texture. It's very, very beautiful. Last year, I think I glued it down with some Got2b Glued or Even Lace Tint Spray. And I do a lot more glueless installs. So this year I probably wouldn't do that if I wore it. But that's a gorgeous middle part yaki textured wig, and I really like that one. If you can find this wig, emphasis on if you can find this wig. I don't know why Bobbi Boss drops wigs and then never restock. So this wig came out last year, and it's really hard to find, but I wanted to put it on this list just in case you can find it in a color that you like. So Bobbi Boss Natalia. So I watched Wheezy Wig Reviews, Disastrous Beauty, Is That Your Hair, and some other ladies with this wig, and it looks so beautiful on them. And it's a great short length. It didn't cover my edges all the way because I felt like the cap kind of was short on the sides, but it was a very beautiful wig and perfect for spring and summer. But I'm still gonna put it on this list, but it can be very hard to find in solid colors. So if you see that wig on any website, anywhere in solid colors, pick it up. And then the last wig in that category I wanted to mention was Outre's Toriana in color DR Brown Sugar Swirl. I got this wig because I saw it on Kai Rashawn last year, and so I reviewed it in December. And it's very pretty, but I feel like it's more so for right now. And I reviewed it in December, but it's more so a spring summer wig for me, especially with that gorgeous brown color mix that it has going on. Very perfect for summer and like a work wig. Okay, so I just wanted to include this in this video. It's a wig, but it's also like a ponytail situation. So in April, I loved wearing Sensationel's UD2. That's a half up, half down kind of wig. Initially, I didn't want to get that wig because I have, you know, type 4 hair, and I didn't feel like it would, you know, blend with my hair. If you blow out your hair a little bit or straighten it and use the right edge control and stuff like that, you can make it work if you have type 4 hair. And that is just so cute and carefree and useful. Love that wig. That's just like a perfect summer look, y'all. Y'all gotta pick that up. I love that one. Okay, so last category is like longer synthetic wigs I put in this category. So the first one is a curly wig. This is Butta Lace 10. So that one took a little bit of work, but after I put the work into it, I really like that wig. I'm very picky about my curly synthetic wigs, but I'm pretty impressed with how that one, you know, turned out after I put some elbow grease into it, and it turned out really pretty. The OG Outre Julienne. So regardless of if this wig burns me up, I'm still gonna wear it. So I've worn this wig so much. I didn't really care for it that much. No, I did like it in 2020, but I had a lot of like criticisms of this wig, but I wore it more in 2021, and then in this year I've worn this wig a lot too, and I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite synthetic wigs of all time, really. Love that this one is about maybe 14 to 16 inches long, depending on how tall you are. It's so beautiful, especially in that chocolate swirl color. Such a beautiful brown color. And then I wore it with a red lip when I wore it to my sister's birthday dinner. That wig is amazing. I was like, this is my favorite. I love that wig. And then I recently bought it in a number 2, and I low-key want to take my braids out just so I can see what that number 2 is hitting for. I might try to fit my, since knotless braids are so flat, I might try to fit my hair under a wig and see what I can do. Outre Julienne is a thicker kind of yaki textured wig, so it might burn you up a little bit. But I'm still gonna wear it, okay? I'm still gonna wear her. And she's so beautiful. Still recommend her a lot. Then there's Outre Aaliyah in the DRFF Hazelnut Honey color. So I love this wig in 2020. And it has that color is so beautiful and very perfect for summer. Another reason I chose this is because it's like a thinner, longer wig. So if you like longer styles, but you don't want to burn up too much, I like the density on that wig. It's a natural density. And with the one that I had in 2020, I still have it actually. It was starting to tangle up, so I did cut it to about like 16 inches, and it looked really cute cut as well. So I wanted to include that, especially for the color and the density. Okay, so I wanted to include Outre's KAMIYAH. I think she's a great alternative to Sensational's Adana for summer. So Adana to me is way too thick for summer. Will I still wear her? I would, but she's a little bit too thick for summer, spring and summer, in my opinion. So I think KAMIYAH it has like a more natural and thinner density, so you can get that glamour body wave look, but not with that thickness. And I feel like KAMIYAH was a yaki texture too, but she was more of a light yaki texture, more so than Adana is. So Adana is still bae, but she's a little bit too thick and too hot right now for spring summer. KAMIYAH, I still have so many of her. I think she is like a GOAT level wig to me. And lastly, if you can find this in a natural color, pick it up. I don't know what's up with, you know, Outre not restocking certain wigs. Outre Linette. So I tried Outre Linette at the end of 2021, and I tried her in the number 2, and she was so beautiful. Now she has like a silkier texture to me, in my opinion, but not like too silky. It's like light yaki mixed with a little bit of silky. So it's not super thick. It has a natural density to it, and it's about 16 inches, so it's not too long as well. So I thought that was a great option for spring, summer, but I couldn't find it in a lot of natural colors on websites. So if you see that in a natural color, definitely check it out. But I have seen it in like blonde colors on people as well. Courtney Janine, and I've seen it on Wheezy, and it looks very pretty. So if you see Linette somewhere, you should pick her up. I don't know why they didn't restock that. They definitely should. That was all the wigs I wanted to include in this video for my spring summer wig recommendations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you're interested in purchasing any of the synthetic wigs, if I can find an Amazon affiliate link for you guys, I'll put those down below. All the reviews for all the wigs that are included in this video will be on a playlist for you guys, so you can watch the original reviews before you decide to purchase anything. Shout out to Miss Chrissy for collaborating with me on this video, and shout out to you guys for tuning in and support my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so we can continue to grow on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.